Visitors to Coventry may be surprised to stumble upon fragments of an antique world in unexpected places. An old city, its history reaches back to the early Middle Ages, and in terms of architecture, St Mary's Guildhall and the old Cathedral are synonymous with the Gothic style. Following the reconstruction of the city after the Second World War, historical structures are likely to be stumbled upon existing in strange contrast with newer builds. It's not the aesthetic or historical qualities of buildings such as these I'll be speaking about, however. The Gothic is the realm of the uncanny, the strange and the weird, things that don't fit with our view of reality, things out of place and out of time. I'll be speaking on an area of Coventry I'm most familiar with, the village I grew up in, and a childhood home. Most of the oldest structures in this area are from the 16 and 1700s, and growing up I heard tales of elderly learned men stalked by wraiths in the graveyard. My own grandmother's house, originally in an Edwardian schoolhouse, often had an ominous feel to my younger self, akin to Miss Havisham's residence in Dickens' Bleak House. Dark flashes darted out of doorways, an ominous sense of weight came with a presence felt in the eaves in the corner of rooms. When this potting shed and the rest of the garden was overgrown, a child felt lost amidst ruin here, as though foliage and rebellion had reclaimed forgotten nooks. All in all, the place felt lonely, though not always empty. I've grown up since, of course, and the dark places of the world don't seem as ethereal or treacherous as they once did, but there's one building in the village I've retained a fascination with. A tiny structure built on the ramp up towards a church, one which nobody I've asked about has a definitive answer in terms of its purpose, either now or ever. It always reminded me of Walter de la Mare's poem The Listeners, an eerie text in which phantom listeners hear a traveller knock upon their door and offer no response. A fort once stood upon this hill, but now all that's left is the hill itself. Time has ravaged some historical sites so much that nothing remains except the indentations and changes of the earth's structure that signify that a building was once here. Coventry is not alone in its stories or the length of its history, but the ways in which the past intrudes upon the world in odd places, in both the imagination and how old structures may be found in the strangest of places after the layout of the city changed during its extensive post-war reconstruction. And while some of these buildings are in use or open to the public, many are boarded closed and shut, with only perhaps phantom listeners to heed any door knocks.